In this orthokeratology case, we can see that the lens is riding a little bit low, and after lens wear, the patient's got some induced astigmatism, a fair amount of withdrawal astigmatism in the post-wear refraction, much more than there was in the baseline refraction. And there is also a comment that there's a small bubble in the reverse curve superiorly. With induced astigmatism, usually what I think of is a lens that's a little bit looser in the vertical meridian relative to the horizontal. It could be that the whole lens is tight, but just especially so in the horizontal meridian. And in this case, since the lens is dropping kind of low and generally we want to reduce sagittal depth to get a lens to ride a little bit higher, I would go ahead and reduce the sagittal depth or loosen the lens in the periphery all the way around, but more so in the horizontal meridian. So here's the lens for the patient's right eye. If we go to the superior meridian, we can see that at the tallest part we're close to 90 microns of clearance. So we would probably expect to see a little bit of a bubble there because we've got so much clearance there. So that's not too unusual. What we're going to do is decrease the total height of the lens. So we're at about 1858. And in this case, we have a fair amount of induced toricity. So I'd probably go for about a 20 micron change, and we'll make our new target sagittal depth about 1838. So this is 100%. And now we've got a lens that's quite a bit more shallow all the way around. I still think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and steepen just the vertical a little bit. So in 50% mode, give ourselves what looks like a little bit more central clearance. And just balancing what part of the lens periphery is going to bear down the most. Wave thinks it's going to be right closer to the edge of the lens, so I'm going to lift that a little bit just so we can make sure that we're bearing down mostly at the back edge of the reverse curve. So with that change in the vertical meridian, we're about 15 microns more shallow. Horizontally, we're about 20 microns more shallow. With the most recent change, that did bump our clearance back up to high 80s, close to 90s. So this lens, I would still expect to see a small bubble there. I don't think it would be a problem. If we wanted to get rid of it, we could just reduce the OZ and IC and then adjust the power. That would make the graph a little bit shorter. And I think the closer we get to 70 microns maximum clearance, the less likely we'll get bubbles. But again, I don't know if that's really an issue. I think if we can get this lens to sit a little bit higher and reduce how much cylinder is being molded into the cornea, that bubble probably won't be a big problem for the patient. So I think the change can be duplicated for the left eye. The left eye shows pretty similar post-wear topography. So hopefully that's helpful. Best of luck with your patient. Thanks for watching.